Veterans Day is coming up this Thursday, a day to honor all those who've worn the uniform. Tonight in our Making a Difference report, 2 veterans and a special reunion, more than 50 years in the making.
What you need to try to find is 125.
What's 125? What is that?
That's a route number.
There is never an easy route to the places that matter. And on this day,
It's exit number 76.
2 men are going in a new direction. The destination is Ashland, Illinois, a farming community about 120 miles in decibels from St. Louis.
I've always liked farming because you're your own boss. You can tell by the
Dale Edge lives and works on 400 acres, where it's been a good year for soybeans.
Now they're putting on pods and filling pods.
Edge has been farming this land practically all his life, except for the time when he traded in his work boots for army boots. The year was 1968, and Dale Edge was drafted to fight for his country in Vietnam.
I knew probably that I'd get drafted. I wasn't going to volunteer, but I wasn't going to run either.
But the Vietnam War was like a wound that never healed. Soldiers bravely faced the enemy, only to come home and face scorn as soon as their plane landed.
There's guys kissing the ground, glad to be back, glad to made it. And then when you go another 30 feet or from here to the car and they start screaming and hollering stuff at you, I ain't gonna repeat it.
That's why Dale took his feelings and his stories and buried them. Except for one story that needed an ending. And recently, after getting his first smartphone, he finally decided to solve the mystery by doing some checking on the internet. Then got up the courage to make a phone call.
I said, Dale, I got to be really honest. I don't know who you are. He said, well, I understand that. It's 53 years ago. I can understand that.
73-year-old Fred Jorleen lives in Minnesota and works for Great Steps, a company that makes prosthetic and orthotic devices. And he's pretty popular with his clients.
They like people that are amputees because you can feel some of the stuff. And some people like that. You know, oh, you've got one? Okay, then I'm okay. This is all titanium.
Fred lost his leg during a firefight in Vietnam.
I got behind a tree, dropped down on this knee, this leg was up, and I was shooting around the tree, and an RPG hit right there, that side of the tree.
Dale remembers that attack.
Just like that lightning, boom, she went off. They throwed an RPG in on us. Before the medics got there, I put a tourniquet on Fred's leg.
And then he remembers keeping Fred calm and helping to get him on a medical evacuation chopper. Fred told him, I'm gonna see you at home.
I said, I'll never forget that, Fred. And I didn't.
They were in the same platoon, but didn't know each other that well before that day. Still, for more than half a century, Dale Edge wondered.
I didn't know if he lived. I wanted to know if he made it or not. Slow down, slow down.
That one phone call filled a void.
Yeah.
And then his heart was filled when Fred drove more than 560 miles for a reunion, more than 50 years in the making.
I'm doing fine, Fred.
Me too. Good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy.
It's been a couple of weeks, right?
So much time and distance meant so little. As soon as the 2 men started talking,
Doesn't matter.
they would spend the weekend excavating memories.
It was an answer to prayer. If you want to know the truth, I don't know how many times I prayed for that man.
Means a lot in here. Do I love him? He's a comrade. That's on one of the towers, the watchtowers.
Oh, yeah.
Remembering the hard days is always easier with an old friend.
And we was zigzagging down the mountain.
For the first time since they've been back from Vietnam, these 2 veterans finally get a welcome home.
Welcome home, buddy.
Thank you, you too.
Now that Fred has come to Illinois, Dale is making plans to visit Minnesota. A reminder, if you know an inspiring story, let me know at mbush@kstk.com.